Back here in the United States, French President Emmanuel Macron left the White House just moments ago after joining the G7 summit by phone. Macron is set to head back to the United States, the White House rather, later this afternoon for a meeting with President Trump. We know France released a statement ahead of that visit expressing its goal to end Russian aggression against Ukraine. The palace said in part, quote, he is traveling to Washington with this goal in mind, sharing this desire to end the conflict while making every effort to maintain our support for Ukraine, strengthen European security, and ensure Ukraine is fully involved in these efforts, and also to ensure that Ukraine's interests, which are ours as well, are fully taken into account. Now, just last week, European allies held an emergency meeting to discuss how the union will respond to the war in Ukraine without the continued support of the United States. The Trump administration made it clear it has plans to limit spending to NATO and will not put troops on the ground in Ukraine for peacekeeping efforts. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes is joining us now for more on this. Nancy, thanks for being here on a Monday. What's on the table today for these two?
Hey, Mugo, good to see you. So that phone call that you just referenced between President Trump and Emmanuel Macron and the G7 leaders just wrapped up a short time ago. It lasted about 2 hours. We're awaiting a readout from White House officials, but President Macron, because he's here, came to the White House pretty early this morning and was with President Trump in the Oval Office as they conducted that call. And it was heavily focused on Ukraine. We know that in particular because a lot of Western leaders are actually in Ukraine today, participated in the call from Ukraine. Justin Trudeau, for example, of Canada. Canada is one of the G7 nations. He is in Ukraine to mark the 3-year anniversary of the Russian invasion. And so it's likely that Ukraine was the dominant topic of discussion. As Macron was leaving the White House to go back across the street to Blair House, he spoke very briefly to reporters. He said it was a perfect phone call, perhaps adopting some of President Trump's rhetoric because he is here at the White House today. He said he got a great welcome, very, very friendly from President Trump, despite the fact that they are at odds at the moment about how to try to bring an end to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And then a couple hours from now, Macron's going to come back across the street from Blair House, go back into the Oval Office to meet one-on-one with President Trump. And then after that, they are going to be taking questions from reporters. So it'll be a really important opportunity to get a sense of whether having these two men meet face to face perhaps has brought them a little closer together on the issue of Ukraine, because right now President Trump does appear to be at odds with most European allies when it comes to the conflict there.
Right. And all of this comes as the U.S. continues to push Ukraine to sign a minerals deal. President Zelensky says progress has been made. Can you walk us through what's going on here?
Sure. So Ukraine is blessed with significant stores of raw materials, things like graphite and lithium that are used to make all kinds of batteries. It's got deposits of all kinds of rare earth minerals that are used to make everything from weaponry to electronics. And the U.S. would love to have more access to those rare earth materials because it would enable the U.S. to rely less heavily on China. But some of the initial offers that were made by the Trump administration were fairly extreme, demanding, for example, a 50-50 revenue sharing operation with Ukraine. And Zelensky said basically that would mean handing his country over to the Americans. But now the two sides have been talking, and it appears that the terms have become a little less aggressive, because now Ukrainian officials say they actually think they are nearing an agreement and could have something ready to be signed quite soon.
Okay, looks like some progress there. Nancy Cordes from the White House, thank you so much, as always, for your reporting.